joke in the comments like, what church are we getting today? In actuality, you are getting different personalities inside of church. So this sounds crazy. I sound like I'm losing my mind. Because when I watch other people talk about it, I'm like, they're crazy. Like, I watched the Unhinged one, and there's a girl, Dissociated or something, I think her name, she's British, and like, I watched it and I was like, oh, like, she seems crazy, but I know that's like what I sound like now, which is actually like really, really scary. But I'm just trying to explain, again, this is pretty much self-diagnosed, but it's something that I definitely have distinct names for all my personalities, and like, I always just thought to myself, oh, I'm just Trish.
Okay.
I'm in a rage!
Okay. So Dissociated and their whole system, absolute sweethearts, by the way, gems, love them all. And you went to their video. They have a whole channel. Their whole channel is dedicated on educating people, on helping people, on breaking the stigma. And here you are, you went to their channel looking for answers, and your reaction is to call them crazy and insult them on a platform as big as yours. Okay. And then here's another thing. You keep referring to them as your personalities. Your personalities, your alters are your personalities. No, okay. You alters are not just personalities that come out, and it's not just different personalities around different people, okay? Their alters are their own complete individual, their own separate person. They have their own set of personalities and feelings and memories, and I've already explained this multiple times. I already knew she insulted and used that word to refer to Dissociated, but it still enrages me.
I'm in a rage!
Okay.
But that's not the reality of it. Like, there is other personalities inside. I'm not always confident, that's T. I'm not always strong, that's T. Yeah. So there's also two other twins that live in the Trisha shell, and that's Tyson and Tierney. And Tyson is very much my sensitive emotionalness. I feel like he doesn't come around as much anymore due to trauma that happened last year. And I feel like that's when he kind of got cut off from showing more in the front, presenting himself more, and also that
He keeps referring to these alters as just personality traits. Like, oh, this one's all my strengths, this one's all my fuzzy warm feelings, this one's my confidence. And yes, certain alters are the protector, the strength, but the way she's explaining it is she's just taking personality types and giving them a name. And yeah, not all personalities are gonna be fronting at the same time. That's not how that's physically incapable. You're physically incapable of showing all of your emotions, all your personality at once. You can show a lot of it at one time, but not all of it.
has to do with Tierney, who is, it's just weird to talk about like other people as if they're like not here, but they're like there. Tierney's catty, slutty, lies a lot.
That I was also going to, did I already say this? I don't know. But certain alters do serve a purpose. Like, I did already say this. Some alters are for protecting. So if you're in a triggering situation, a certain alter will come forward to protect the rest of the system. Some, whether that be in a good or positive triggering situation, meaning like a lot of trauma has to do with sexual things. So most systems have a sexual alter that when you're in a situation that require that alter will come forward, and they are able to deal with all of that stuff without letting the rest of the system being aware of it, and that lets the system and as a whole survive. That they put up that amnesia wall and no one else is aware of what happened, so they can continue on with their lives. And I don't know what Trisha has gone through in her life. I know pretty much nothing about her except that she causes a lot of she creates a lot of controversial videos that cause a lot of uproar. So I don't know if she's had any traumatizing events. She probably has. Pretty much everyone has had at least one traumatizing event in their life. How that affects them differs and varies drastically, but
mostly for attention, never ill-willed, and Tierney's the only one.
Also, is there a little tiny Elsa in under her table? It keeps distracting me.
That has defined sexuality. He doesn't have a gender, but is considered to be asexual as opposed to Tierney is homosexual. And he struggles with it.
Also, I'm gonna do a whole nother video on her whole trans guy thing, but the fact that she keeps saying like, oh, she or he doesn't have a gender, like just say they or something like that. Why is she so against non-binary and gender neutral pronouns? I don't understand.
That and picks on Tyson a lot because Tyson has feminine qualities, also struggles with gender identity like Trish. So yeah, so I think just the picking on was a lot, and yeah, and unfortunately Tierney comes out quite often. The catty side has subsided like the older we get. But still, like, in the promiscuity has subsided a little bit the older we get. The lying has subsided, and it feels almost like he's dying in a weird way, and it's like really sad because he's scared Tyson away, and now Tierney, and they're twins, you know. So it just kind of gets like scary, and it's almost like when you start feeling like someone's dying within inside of you, like one of your personalities, like you're dying or you're losing someone. It's really hard to explain. So I feel like sometimes my onslaught of depression comes from that. It's just like missing those two very important people. It's so weird to talk about this because, like I said, I'm not able to present on demand. Like, I woke up and Trixie was in control and to the light, and I love her so much, and I care about her so much, and I care for her so much, like so much. But it's just like, I feel like Trish is definitely the performer and definitely the entertainer and the presenter, and Trish is the one who kind of takes in all the identities and personalities and be like, I'm just kind of eccentric, that's just me, or it depends on how I'm feeling, or definitely likes to put us down more so because there's just, I don't know how to explain it. People want to like label me something, and I think some people confuse it with like schizo, but yeah. So the one that I've known the longest is Gibraltar. And Gibraltar came to me as sort of an invisible friend, I guess, at first. Everyone thought he was my invisible friend. This was very, very young, and he has been always with me, and he is the one that has the eating disorder and can't control our eating, I guess you could say. It's really crazy because I can control my eating, and then when Gibraltar comes around, it's very like I need to eat every single food because he's like, I haven't been able to enjoy any of the food we've eaten, so he comes around like right after I've eaten, and And then he's like, I'm starving, I'm hungry. Or I'll come around when I'm trying to diet and think, I'm starving, I'm hungry. In general, we all take really good care of our body, but Walter just wants to keep eating and eating and eating. And that is literally his personality is food. And it's hard to explain other than like, he just can't stop eating. Like, it's just, that is his personality. That's all he wants to do. He doesn't want to watch TV. He doesn't want to have a hobby. And he only comes to the front when it's time to eat, even if it's not time to eat. So if I'm sad, if I'm happy, if I'm disassociating, and unfortunately, we all have to eat and we all share the same body, but for some reason it's almost like he's very not human, because he doesn't get full and he doesn't understand the concept of life in general. Like, you know, we all like understand what we do, and that's cool. Like, I think
it kind of sounds like binge eating disorder to me. Just from what little I know. But if you're constantly eating and like even when you're full, you're still eating, that's a type of eating disorder. And she already said it's a type of eating disorder, but it sounds like it might be a little bit of binge eating disorder as a way to cope with something. And a lot of her personalities or alters seem to be otherworldly, which I don't understand. I know that's possible, but why would practically all of them not be human?
We get it. Trish is our performer. Trish is, but definitely we all have says in it. We all have says. We all have say-sos in it. And Walter is the only one who just does not like performing. Like, even when Trish, do things, Walter won't come around after. And sometimes we'll be like, oh, now I gotta order food for him because he's hungry. It's very weird and very scary, where it's like, even if I'm not hungry, like my body's not hungry, like when he comes to light, we eat. And it's very weird, and it's very bizarre, and I don't even know if that's considered a personality, but Walter has been an invisible friend before. Walter is someone I think about, I dream about, I see vividly, and it's my struggle, and it's been the only sort of alter that I put a name to besides Jersey when I was a kid, but I've definitely had a name to him, and T, I guess I talked about once in a video, but yeah, that's kind of,
I already said this, but you don't get to name your alters. They're not yours to name. They usually come with their own name. They're their own. You don't just get to name them.
Yeah, that's kind of that's kind of all of them. I think it's kind of a weird, it's kind of like a weird thing to talk about. I feel like I talked about it before. I think I talked about DID specifically before as just disassociating in general, like disassociating at the point of trauma in my life, disassociating like with dark times in my life, and I feel like I've been so in and out of disassociation with myself that I really have become, Trish has become all the personalities without even them coming to the forefront, if that makes sense. So I don't need to, I've seen people like use switches. Sometimes I switch and it's Tyson or Tierney that will always come out. Tierney can be really mean and harsh and just all of a sudden just hate the person in front of me, even if I, Trish, love that person, or, and that's ruined a lot of my relationships. Tyson's very sensitive.
That sounds a lot like BPD, because those people with that disorder can switch like that, and you could be on this huge pedestal, top of the world to this person, and do the most minute thing, and then all of a sudden you are nothing to them. You are just nothing. The lowest of the low. That kind of sounds like this. also her saying that she's like disassociated from trauma. That is, people do that without having dissociative identity disorder. When you're in a traumatic experience, your mind and your body, the whole point is you're trying to survive. So your body and your mind are going to do things, whatever they can, to survive, be it having you retreat and not really be aware of the trauma that is going on right now. Sometimes that happens to the point where you have DID, you have the alters of the fragments of the brain and the different personalities and, or, oh God, now I'm using her words, the different, the different, alters and stuff, and the amnesia walls and all of that, but, I don't know. I don't know her story. I don't know what trauma she's been through. I don't know any of that, so I can't give, I don't know enough of what she does and in actual real life, not just what she shows on camera. And I am also not educated enough to properly say what could be wrong. There's clearly something wrong. Clearly, from what I know, from what little I know of her, there's clearly something wrong. Clearly she's having some sort of crisis that she needs to get professional help for. But instead she is just making YouTube video after YouTube video and just latching on to the littlest of things that kind of connect with what she's going through. Which a lot of people do, just not as publicly as she does. And that isn't healthy. There's a reason we have mental health professionals. It's so they can help you through this process. They can get you a actual diagnosis, and then they can work with you, and if you need medication, get you on the proper medication, get new coping skills, realize what is happening to you, and how to adapt and live a successful and quality life with it.
Sensitive to will come out and start crying for literally no reason. And so those two boys have definitely been the downfall of a lot of my relationships. So some people call it bipolar, borderline, but it's really, to me, just multiple personality disorder, I guess. But I think it's something that's in my mind, and it's how I deal with life, I guess. And I don't like scary ones. Like, Trish is here, and all my alters love this. You know what I mean? And we all support, like, Trish. Like, in a way, Trish needs all of us because she doesn't have her identity, and she doesn't have a personality. And we help her, and we help her try and find her own. And sometimes she finds something that's her own. Sometimes it goes away, and sometimes she'll find something else, and it goes away or it stays. And it's just that, like, love thing is like the hardest, is to find someone to love through the disassociation, love through the switches. And part of me is like, maybe I'll never find someone like that, and that's okay. And I don't even know if like I said, I briefly dated a girl who had it, but she only, like, I never saw her switches or anything, or her different personalities. So I don't know, but the thought of it is so scary. And then when I see the intensity of the people who do switch and who can just be, you know, someone else, like, visually, like, I don't know if I could date someone like that. So I don't know how I would expect someone to do that for me. But anyways,
She doesn't know how they do that. If you had DID, you would also be able to do that. There was a lot of that I didn't react to because I couldn't really hear it very well, but okay.
Today was one of those days where it was more prominent for me that I've had T, Trixie, and Trish all come out. So I was like, you know, let me just talk about it. It's something that, like, when Anthony Dia brought it to light, and like this girl's channel, so I was like, you know what, it's something that people don't talk about. I feel like it's something that actually a lot of people might deal with and maybe not know, or maybe it's not as serious or severe as other people's, and it's just like, oh, that's what it is. And I don't really like labeling myself anyways. I was like, oh, let's just what you say.
If you don't like labeling yourself, why do you keep coming on and getting and using all of these labels? And well, I know why, but you're using all these labels that are very have a lot of stigma around them and have a lot of uphill battles that people who actually have the DID or are trans or whatever have spent years building this, going against this uphill battle, trying to educate people, and you come on here and in 20 minutes totally destroy that years and years of progress, and you don't seem to get that. It's people aren't mad that you're claiming these labels because we have no place to say if you are or not, because we are not in your life, and none of us are, well, I shouldn't say none of us, but most of us are not professionals. But we're mad because you're using these labels and you're spreading so much misinformation and building up the stigma even more, and you're all of the progress that has gone into spreading awareness and educating people is just constantly going backwards. And
people always like, oh, what's your you say? I don't mind that. Like, okay, just think I'm crazy or just, you know what I mean? And that's fine. And I'm sure after this video people watch it, yes. But yeah, I don't know. And that's just, again, it's just me and the shell and the human body that we are is Trish, and that's fine by me, and it's fine by them, and I just give them names because I think of each of them as very important people in who I am and who you guys, some of you guys like and love and relate to. And yeah, this is another really scary one to put out because again, I don't want to offend anyone at all or mock anything or make fun or make light of. Some people think I make light of Brittany's mental health. That is the last thing I make light of. I have so many problems and so many issues, and I don't consider this a problem or an issue really. I don't. It's really just us. It's just what it is. You know, it's just always scary to be honest. And I just feel like saying your truth helps. When I watch those other people, I was like, oh, other people are like this too. And I just kind of get a lot of hate for it because maybe I present different people differently. Yeah, so anyways, I hope you guys, this is a very different video, but yeah, I hope it helps some people in some ways, and again, I mean no disrespect at all, ever, and maybe that explains a little more. I like to share a little bit.
okay. No, my head hurts. My head hurts a lot. It hurts a lot. Okay, there's a lot to unpack there. I've unpacked a little bit throughout the video, but there's still so much left. Okay, so she's having a crisis. She's having a crisis, and she needs help solving the crisis. The problem is she's consulting a camera instead of a professional. Okay. She's just taking personality traits and it's just giving them a name and saying that they're a different person. That's not how this works. Okay. Literally, my brain, there's, you know, the YouTube buffering thing. That's what's going on in my head right now, because there's so much she said that just is incorrect. And that's the thing. That's most of the rage around this is from her misinformation. She's not educating herself before making these videos, and she's spreading false information, and it's harming the community that that she's claiming to be a part of. Okay, that's gonna be all for this video right now. Thank you so much for watching. Make sure you check the description. I am going to be linking Dissociated's channel, the channel Life of Fire. That is a channel that I got this video from. I'm going to be linking that down below as well, along with my socials and all that fun jazz. Comment anything else you would want to see from me, as well as if I accidentally said anything wrong. So if you like this video, give it a big thumbs up, subscribe if you want more, comment below anything else you want to see from me, and thank you so much for watching. I hope you have a lovely day.